Good morning, everybody. I hope you're enjoying your Saturday morning and ready for the weekend ahead. I'm going to do a little bit of content today on divine intervention and what that is, because I'm just becoming more and more aware of how divinely guided I am, and it feels like it's lifted to another level, so it's kind of really in my conscious mind at the moment, and I think more and more people are coming under divine intervention and divine guidance more and more. You don't have to be spiritual to be receiving a lot of hunches, a lot of intuition, a lot of direction, a lot of symbolism, a lot of coincidences that are all there to be showing you the way, showing you the path. And it's such an amazing thing to be gifted to have, and we all have it. But what gets in the way is trust and self-doubt. And I think it's a big thing at the moment, because the planet is kind of spiraling out of control. At the same time, it's spiraling into control. Everything's as it needs to be, regardless of how chaotic and painful it seems. Everything's really being shaken up, because we cannot keep going the way we are. And as human beings, we are evolving at the fastest rate ever. So more and more people are now coming into divine guidance and with divine intervention. And what that can mean is where we're dropping from the mind down to the heart, the mind down to the soul more, with how we relate to others, how we relate to ourselves, but also the guidance of where we're going in our lives. So often people are living an existence that is not in accordance with their divine soul plan, and they know it because they're depressed, they're unhappy, they're unfulfilled. All these things that are kind of big hints that something is out of alignment, and it starts inside of you with where you're going in the future. Divine guidance has and divine intervention has sent me down paths I never, ever would have gone down, because I was fearful, didn't have the courage, it had no logic, it made no sense, it felt super risky. But it's taken me years and years and years to grow the trust and the courage to go, you know what, I've got no logical explanation for this, but I've just got to go that way. I've just got to go and do that thing. Or I'll suddenly get a spontaneous I've got to sign up for that, I've got to attend that, and it can be linked to nothing I'm into. There'll be nothing there other than a very strong hunch, and then the doors open, and you know the reasons why I've got to be there unfolds every single time. It takes trust. So what I'm really saying to you is, how much are you under your own divine guidance? How much are you receiving divine intervention, which is just a deep knowing about something or a real belief in something? And how much are you finding the courage and the confidence to follow it? Because it does feel risky. We're so used to using our minds, but we're coming to a time on this planet where all of us humans, spiritual or not, it really doesn't matter, are becoming so evolved that the way we used to live cannot continue. And a lot of that would be living purely from the mind. Now, of course, we've got to live partly from the mind. We've got brains, we've got minds. Why would we not use them? But the degree that we're using them to is no longer working. We have, 6 senses. Why are we just using one? So using those other parts of our senses, our intuition, and just giving it a go. So you can kind of practice with it with little things. I wonder how much you've said in your life. I've done it loads, and I hear people saying all the time, oh, I knew I should have done that, and I didn't act on it. I had a feeling I should have, and I didn't see it through. There you go. We all get it. If you are trying to change direction in your life, or you're needing more, start listening to your intuition, just in your mind, spirit guides, whoever, universe, whatever you're into, higher self, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's all the same, really. Asking for that guidance to come through, but it's a little bit more than that. Give permission as well. The universe cannot step in unless you give permission, because you have free will, so they'll sit there redundant, retired, waiting for you to give them permission, and then get ready for change. And it's about removing the expectation of how that outcome, that change has got to be. It's a big thing with the law of manifestation. We'll say, yes, I'm going to surrender. Yes, I've had enough of this experience the way it is. Yes, I need something new. Bring it on, universe. Actually, careful with those words. Careful what you ask for. I've come a cropper with that before. But then when the universe starts to open new doors, new opportunities, free coincidences, chance meetings, chance encounters, being at, the right place at the right time, people will kind of put the brakes on and say, no, I don't want it to go that way. That's not the door I want to go through. If you don't allow change in, expect nothing in your life to change. If you need change, you have to be flexible with the mind to allow experiences to be different to how maybe you believe they should be or you wanted them to be, because you know your whole new reality is through that door that you're waiting to walk through. But the mind cannot take you through that door. The mind cannot fit through that door. Your intuition can. So just notice, how much am I getting divine guidance? How much am I under divine intervention, which means you live purely a soulful purpose. Of course, the mind's on board too, but your decisions are all made on a feeling sense. And it's not just a feeling of fear or something like that, because that's not your feeling sense, that's an emotional sense. You know, we have to be careful of acting in life from emotions, because it might not take us the right place. But when we're going on a feeling sense, that something's far greater, you know, real intuition, just a knowing, but you don't know why. That's usually a key, that you're bang on with your intuition, just a very strong knowing, and you learn to trust it by trying it every now and again in little ways if you need to start, but it will take you where you need to be. You'll fulfill your life on every level. Why would you hold yourself back? I know it's fearful, but it's also beautiful. Have a lovely Saturday.